Ekranların en uzun soluklu sinema programı Sinemaskop'tan herkese merhaba. Yeni filmlerle, sinema dedikoduları ve dosyalarıyla karşınızdayız. Bu hafta oldukça yoğun. Şimdi arkanıza yaslanın ve kendinizi sinema dünyasının büyüsüne bırakın. Başlıyoruz.
I could have you killed in no time. I could kill you too.
Bourne serisinin yıldızı Matt Damon, Oscar ödüllü oyuncu Julianne Moore ve X-Men Apocalypse'te gücüne şahit olduğumuz Oscar Isaac'ı başrollerini oturtan neo-noir türündeki Suburbicon'un senaryosunda yönetmen George Clooney ile birlikte sinemanın kült isimleri Joel Edgerton, Coen kardeşler ve Grant Heslow'un imzası var. Aslında Coen kardeşler senaryoyu kendileri yönetmek amacıyla yazmış ve başrol için Clooney'i düşünmüşler. Ancak Clooney yönetmenliği üstlenmek konusunda ikiliyi ikna etmeyi başarmış ve filmin çok kusurlu insanların çok kötü seçimler yaptıkları bir masal olarak betimliyor. Aynı zamanda Suburbicon, Clooney'in başrolünü oynamayıp yönettiği ilk filmi. Yönettiği diğer 4 filmde oynamıştı. Filmde Woody Harrelson da olacaktı ama çekim takvimi çakıştığından rol alamadı. Şimdi filmi ekibinden dinliyoruz.
Welcome to Suburbicon, a town of great wonder and excitement.
Hey there.
I really like what the movie's about, and I think it's really, speaks to the time that we're living in, even though it's obviously taking place in 1959. I think it has a lot to say about, the country we're living in now, so the project itself was enticing, but really, I mean, George, when George and Grant call him, that's a pretty easy. Yes, he's just such a great director, and it's a lot of fun.
Really a terrible aim.
George wants to get in there. I know he does.
Believe me, I know. I get it with a
He's just, on the face of it, is just a kind of a boring neighbor type of person. The guy next door, just kind of working his job and with his wife and son, and kind of a very regular seeming Joe. And then as the film goes on, he kind of, when the onion kind of gets peeled back, you see kind of who he really is, and it's a pretty dark role.
Nicky, you need to get up. There are men in the house.
I've ended up with a lot of really good roles in my career, I think, because I kind of seem like an all-American guy, and directors like to play with that, like in The Talented Mr. Ripley, or The Departed, or or a movie like this one, where you start with a certain set of assumptions, and then those kind of get unwound as the movie goes on. But this is a particularly dark character. By the end, I mean, he's a character who's trying to kind of take control, and we laugh about that a lot, because every single scene he's trying to take control of the situation, and he never ever gets control.
Mr. Lodge?
Yes.
You know a character named Rizzoli? He's a loan shark.
If you were into the mob for money,
That might explain what happened to your wife.
hi, pal.
This is the 7th movie that I've done with George, because he's great, and it's a lot of fun, and like, what else is the point if, I mean, we work because we love our job, and we feel lucky to do it, and it's just more fun when you're doing it with your friends.
Son, there's something I have to tell you. Those men killed your mom.
We've decided it'd be best if your Auntie Margaret came and stayed with us.
Nicky needs a mother.
We'll be strong. We'll be fine.
I play twin sisters Rose and Margaret. The character of Rose at the beginning of the movie is married to Matt's character, Gardner Lodge, and they have a little boy. And she has been, she was in an accident, and so she's no longer ambulatory. So she's in a wheelchair for a lot of the movie. And she's not a tremendously happy person, and you don't get the feeling that theirs is a happy marriage. And so she's the first sister I play. And she's blonde, if that helps. And then the other one, Margaret, is Rose's sister, and she seems to have a sweeter temperament, and she's sort of around to help her sister out and help with the little boy.
Would you like a cup of coffee?
Matt is very funny and has a kind of extraordinary sense of that that character's disillusion and yet his desperate desire to hold on to some sense of control, which is what makes it absolutely hysterical. I mean, it's what's interesting is watching all of these people try to exert their power, what little power they have in their kind of tiny domain, and watch them all fail so tremendously.
How about the new neighbors? Okay. Does it feel like,
I think he's an incredibly generous person and a very, very generous director. I mean, he really wants everybody to be able to bring themselves to something. He gives everybody time and a chance, and he also has a real sense of joy about what he's doing and an interest in it. You know, he's there because he wants to be there. He's there because he wants to tell that story, and he has a real appreciation for all the other people who are in the room, too.
This is the last time that clown's gonna ignore us. Take care of a kid.
We did it in a few places. The first place we did it, not from the documentary, but from actual archival research that I did, was the petition itself that they read at the town hall. I found a photograph and blew it up and was able to read the actual petition. It was a guy reading it, and I blew it up and I found the petition. So that's actually what they said at their town hall when they were trying to kick the Myers family out. And then it's footage that we use that we've taken from that documentary and put on the television screen or on the radio. One place where it's on the radio, and then a couple of places where it's on the television screen.
All right, reset, guys. You're about to see.
Guys, that prop card is in. All right.
Oh, I know.
A couple of thugs break into Gardner's house to rob them, and they're there, meaning Gardner and his son, his wife, and her sister. And so they tie them all up and drug them to rob them.
These animals took everything from us. I have to make decisions like what's best for the family.
Matt also is he takes particular pleasure in playing a buffoon. He likes it. It's fun for him to do. So, look, when we did our test screening of the film, it's pretty well. You know, Matt's Jimmy Stewart. Everybody loves Matt.
Here she goes.
No, she's got it.
I was afraid Matt was going to show up looking like he could take care of himself, and he showed up, and he was already, a little fleshy, and he ate, I don't know how many hundreds of bags of Doritos on the set, and he got fleshier and fleshier as the shoot went on, which was really fun.
I could have you killed in no time. I could kill you too.
Sinemaskop'un sonuna geldik. Haftaya aynı gün ve saatte ekranlarınızda karşınızda olacağız. Sizleri sosyal medya hesaplarımıza da bekliyoruz. Hayatınızı uzun metrajlı yaşamanız dileğiyle. Sinemasız kalmayın, izlemediğiniz filmde kalmasın. Hoşçakalın.